Humans have always dreamt of flying like a bird. And as for birds, well, they dream of flying like these guys. Small yet mighty, hummingbirds are the fighter aces of the bird world. But among all their incredible acrobatic powers, one stands out as unique. They're the only bird on the planet able to fly in reverse. So, how do hummingbirds fly backwards? Found in North and South America, and weighing as little as a penny, hummingbirds' shimmering beauty is eclipsed only by their skill in the air.
They're little fighter jets. They are capable of outmaneuvering any other bird. Their top speed is around 50 miles an hour in level flight. The accelerations they hit, all of that is just, it's amazing what they can do.
But expert Dr. Chris Clark knows the tiny bird's agility comes at a price. Flapping their wings so energetically is hungry work. And if a hummingbird can't refuel at least once every 10 minutes, it will perish. Chris is going to use the hummingbird's insatiable appetite to help him figure out how they fly backwards. He's set up a feeder inside a wind tunnel, which will, hopefully, lure a hummingbird in front of his slow-motion cameras. Camera check, lights check. OK, cue talent. Meet Louis, a gorgeous Anna's hummingbird, freshly caught this morning.
One of the ways you can tell it's an Anna's hummingbird is from the purple colors on both its throat and on the top of his head.
First, Chris checks to see if Louis can drink the sugar water from the feeder.
Unlike most birds, he figured that out almost immediately.
It's vital that Louis stays still as he feeds, because he has one of the weirdest, most delicate, and, relative to its size, longest tongues in nature.
Imagine flying around with an enormous straw on the front of your head, and you had to aim that straw and get it into an exact spot to drink, and yet they're able to do it effortlessly. Oh, here he comes again.
If you scaled up his hairy forked tongue to human size, it would be about 3 feet long and able to suck up nearly a pint in a second. Sorry, Louis, this isn't a restaurant. It's a wind tunnel.
So I will go ahead and turn it on.
Chris blasts him with a forceful 20-mile-an-hour wind. Louis is so light, he's blown to the back of the cage. OK, he's back, but just as Chris was hoping, the little rocket is running out of fuel.
The trick is that he has to turn around to go to the feeder, and to do that, he'll have to fly backwards. And we're not sure he can do it at this speed or not. We think he can.
Because of the wind blowing him toward the feeder, Louis will have to fly backwards at 20 miles an hour just to stay still enough to feed on the sugar water. Come on, Louis. Nearly. Come on.
Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. That is so cool.
Incredible. Chris's slow-motion cameras reveal something amazing. Louis isn't only flapping his wings up and down.
It's a bit different from how other birds do it when they fly.
Most birds produce lift only with the downward flap of their wings. But hummingbirds have borrowed an idea from an unlikely source.
They fly more like an insect does than do other birds. Insects have more or less a flat wing that they just flap back and forth, and hummingbirds basically do the same thing.
Just like insects, Louis is tracing out a figure-8 pattern in the air.
Half the figure-8 is made when the wing goes down, and then the other half of the figure-8 is when they turn their wing over, and then they go down again in the other direction. And that lets him get thrust both when he flaps his wings down, and also when he flaps his wings up.
To go in reverse, Louis simply has to lean back.
When he wants to fly backwards, he has to flap with them tilted up to direct the air backwards so that he goes backwards.
To pull this off, an incredible 25% of Louis's body weight is made up of huge, powerful chest muscles, which allow him to flap his wings an astonishing 80 times a second. Without their hovering superpower, hummingbirds wouldn't be able to gather nectar. The only problem is, hovering uses up so many calories, they have to drain the nectar from 1,000 flowers every day just to keep their engine going. No rest for the wicked, eh? Time to let Louis get back to his day job.
You were great.
So long, Louis. Coming up, why hagfish are the most disgusting animals on the planet. The animal kingdom has an abundant supply of gross. Lizards that shoot streams of foul-smelling blood from their eyes. Gulls that projectile vomit at unsuspecting predators. But topping the list is a prehistoric monster from the deep with the most revolting habit of all. So, what makes hagfish the most disgusting animals on the planet? Hold your breath. We're diving down 5,000 feet to the darkest reaches of the coldest oceans. Because here, amongst the world's most bizarre creatures, lives the most revolting of them all, the hagfish. Even its name's unpleasant. Its gelatinous head is filled with multiple rows of razor-sharp teeth, which are unleashed when a dead fish sinks to the sea floor. Dinner starts when it burrows itself into the carcass. And it gets worse. Now the hagfish eats the dead fish from the inside out. Ugh. And it'll do the same to living creatures too. It's really not fussy. Hard to believe this is not the hagfish's most disgusting feature. Fishing boat captain Mark has bravely agreed to show us.
I'm going to show you how amazing these animals are and what they produce that is their defense mechanism for other animals eating them or bothering them.
What is that? Oh, gross.
The more you agitate them, the more slime he secretes.
The gunk is excreted out of those circular pores running along its skin. When the gunk mixes with seawater, it turns into a disgusting snot-like mucus. One hagfish can fill a 5-gallon bucket in minutes.
And that is disgusting. It's kind of like a bad cold.
Hey, Mark, you want to try tasting some of that slime? I'm kidding, of course. Oh, no, wait, he really is. Oh, that is truly gross.
Salty. Yeah, that's disgusting.
And that's the taste that greets potential predators. Oh, look, a hungry shark, and he's spotted a tasty little snack. Yummy. Ah, a mouthful of slime. Their gross habits are one of the reasons hagfish have survived for 300 million years. But that might all change if we develop a taste for them. Do you want to give it another go, Captain? The hagfish needn't worry.
And it's hard to swallow.
And just in case you're thinking about it, do not try this at home. Next, can the indestructible cockroach really survive this? Regrettably, cockroaches are very good at sticking around. They can live a month without food, over a week without a head. They can even live in a working microwave oven. They seem to be indestructible. So, if our end comes, will theirs? Could cockroaches survive Armageddon? Cockroaches have been scuttling around for more than 300 million years. And they've already survived the closest this planet has come to Armageddon. 66 million years ago, when an asteroid impact wiped out the dinosaurs. Cockroaches survived without breaking a sweat. And no, that's not because they don't have sweat glands. It's because they are built to last. Roaches have a hard shell, able to withstand 900 times their own weight. If humans had one like this, we'd be able to survive a slam dunk from a blue whale. Cockroaches can eat almost anything. Even lethal chemicals, including, believe it or not, some of the insecticides designed to kill them. And if one does somehow pass from this mortal coil, Mrs. Cockroach can spawn an army of up to 35,000 new nymphs over her lifetime to replace it. So to get rid of the roaches, we may have to deploy what some may term as excessive force. Maybe detonate the odd thermonuclear device. But incredibly, even this might not work. In World War II, in the Japanese city of Hiroshima, reports say the only insect found in the wreckage of the nuclear strike were cockroaches. They survived because of the slow way roaches' cells divide. And it's when cells divide that the bomb's radiation passes on its deadly effects. So, in a post-apocalyptic world, after we're all gone, cockroaches could inherit the Earth.